Alright, so I'm almost finished with my Avatar the Last Airbender in a nutshell series, and looking at where it is now compared to where it was when I first got started doing this kind of content, like, my comedy has only gotten better as time has progressed, and I just wanna go over some of my favorite jokes that I have had throughout this entire series. Alright, out of all the characters that I've portrayed inside of my parody series, like, Jet had to be my favorite. Not just because of the fact that, inside of the base story, he was an incredibly one-dimensional character. He was a domestic terrorist that had a one-track mind that Qatar had a crush on. So I took the fact that he was a domestic terrorist, and I was just like, you know what? To add on to this, I'm just going to make fun of him by making him a fan of the biggest terrorist glazer on the planet currently that is not an active duty terrorist. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna make him a Hassan Piker fan because I was hating on Hassan before the whole dog shocking thing. So making a character that just glazed him at every opportunity just it tickled me sideways. Also, the way I've been handling Kyoshi throughout the series. Originally, like, I wasn't sure how to handle the previous avatars. Then I started my side series where it's the avatars in the spirit world just talking shit with each other. And then I cracked the joke one time about Kyoshi time bending. Just like, yeah, no, that's just a funny side joke. And then, like, I was just like, wait a minute, I can incorporate that inside the main series. And from there, just like anytime I just want to just like crack a joke, like, first time I did it was during the trial of Kyoshi, where she just straight up swapped places with Aang just to roast one of her victims, and then Roku just like, "Yeah, no, I'm here to tell you about how I was a failure as an avatar," and Aang just being like, "Yeah, no, Kyoshi time bent and gave me some books about you being a failure, and yeah, I already know." Just Kyoshi time bending, I was not expecting for it to be like a repeat joke, but I love it. Another one of my personal favorite jokes I've done throughout the series has been just roasting Korra for how bad the writing was inside of her show. Like, first time I did it was Sokka having a fever dream, and all he's doing is just being like, "Oh, no, this doesn't make any sense. It's so stupid." Like, just the terrible writing, just making fun of that. And then, like, inside of, like, the psychic one, it was just like, "Let me look into your future, Avatar." And then, like, she just saw Korra just, like, in her introduction in her show, and it's just like, it's the most horrible thing I've ever seen. I think, like, the last time I cracked any jokes inside of, like, the main Avatar: The Last Airbender in a Nutshell series was, like, Aang, like, and it was, like, the same one where I had, like, Kyoshi time bend and swap places with Aang, and it's just like, "Tara, the next 2 avatars are black. Do I get the pass?" Like, I'm sorry. That, like that was probably one of the funnier jokes I did with Korra inside of this main series. I also liked it whenever I did the previously on avatars. Those ones were just like I was just able to just completely joke around, like, I'm already doing a parody, but I was basically doing, like, a parody of a parody both of the times that I was able to do the previously on avatars, where I was able to even take some of the jokes that I've already set up and just like completely 180 them. Like, oh, yes, the joke was this. And then the joke for this time is the fact that I'm going with the exact opposite approach. Like, those ones I think were like just the most fun to do. One character I was expecting to get a lot of shit for was my portrayal of the guru from, I think it was like the Northern Air Temple, but just the joke of every time he introduced himself with the "Hello there, I am an Indian stereotype." Just like I was expecting for so many people to be like, a white guy doing an accent? Like, I'm a small content creator. It's not like I'm the guy who was voicing a poo for years and then suddenly I became a problem because he was a white guy doing an Indian accent. But the amount of like feedback I got on these shorts and TikToks with this character, like, a lot of people actually seemed to love the fact that I did that with his character. Like, it just made me laugh. Okay, though I gotta say that, like, my personal favorite joke of the series has been just that the Fire Nation is propaganda, where they are saying that the Water Tribe is inbred. Like, it started off with just the episode where I was like making fun of these swamp waterbenders and just like, yeah, I'll have them be inbred because like they're a bunch of hicks and all that. But then I was just like, you know what? I think I'm going to make the fact that there are individuals like this that exist in the world, and because of the fact that the Fire Tribe is a military state, they would probably, because of the fact that a majority of the battles have been fought inside of the Earth Kingdom, a lot of Water Tribe members that are in the Earth Kingdom probably live inside of similar communities to what the swamp waterbenders were. And since I cracked the joke about them being inbred, I was just like, there is no way that the Fire Nation would not propagandize that, yeah, no, Water Tribe members, they're all just a bunch of inbred hicks. So when it came down to just like Zuko and Katara being inside that cave beneath Ba Sing Se, like like Zuko just basically coming clean that this whole time that he thought that the only reason Katara was bringing around her non-bender brother was because like she was in an incestuous relationship with him and that she was maybe the product of incest. So, just him just coming clean like, yeah, no, I thought that like, and then when they got to the Fire Nation inside of book 3, I have been able to crack that joke so many more times. Heck, especially like because right now I'm doing like the Ember Island plays, like, and it's basically just specifically Fire Nation propaganda. I was like, oh, I've had this joke in the background that has been like subtly referenced like a handful of times. And since I'm doing military propaganda, oh, I'm going to go all in on it. What have your guys' favorite jokes been inside my Avatar in a Nutshell series? Let me know. And shout out to my birds for making long form content difficult. You've been especially talkative lately. Love you, Kyoshi.